I know it's extremely early, but the teams have settled and it looks like we kind of have an idea of what every roster is going to look like heading into the 2022 NFL season. And looking at the rosters now, I think I have a hunch on who is going to be winning Super Bowl 57. And by the end of this video, hopefully you'll know as well. But first, hit that intro.
I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the corner of the end zone. It is up for the touchdown. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the mouth.
What is up, everyone? Hello, welcome to the newest upload on the NFLMike channel. I am Mike, and I am on the mic. And I'm here today to give you my Super Bowl pick. I'm gonna break this down to AFC contenders and NFC contenders, why I think those teams are contenders, and then give you guys my pick. Before we get into it, please help the channel out, help me out, and help you out. You can help the channel out by liking this video, and you can help myself and yourself out by subscribing and turning on the notification. When you turn on the notifications, your phone will automatically remind you every time I upload a video. You can come over, watch it real quick, and tell me how dumb I am in the comments again. I'm just kidding. You probably don't think I'm dumb, right? Also, comment your early Super Bowl pick, and if you got the time, leave a brief reason why. Hopefully by the end of the video, I change your mind to switch over to my pick. All right, let's get into this. The teams that I consider to be the top-notch contenders to win the Super Bowl this year are the most complete teams in each conference. I do not think that a quarterback alone is going to carry a team to a Super Bowl this year. There are 5 to 10 teams that are absolutely loaded at almost every position on the field. You gotta have a complete roster, in my opinion, to compete for Super Bowl 57. And honestly, I think it's gonna come down to survival of the fittest and survival of the injuries. Depth is a huge contributor in who is gonna win the Super Bowl this year. It's gonna be an exciting year because of it. Starting with teams in the AFC that I think can sincerely win the conference. And this list is in no particular order or ranking. Up first, the Buffalo Bills. This team is going to be as good as they were last year, and probably even a little bit better. They added Kyer Elam in the draft, which to me was a key depth piece in their secondary. That position is shored up for the Bills now. Also in the draft, they picked up the perfect running back for the way Josh Allen loves to go to work. Versatile guy in James Cook, especially as a receiver out of the backfield. Oh yeah, and they casually added 2-time Super Bowl champion edge rusher Von Miller to this already loaded roster, to a defense that was already amongst one of the best in the league. And on top of it all, Josh Allen is just that guy. As a Chargers fan, I'm most scared of the Bills in the AFC. Another team in the AFC that I don't think a lot of people are talking about that is in serious contention of running the table next year, the Baltimore Ravens. I know what you're probably thinking if you've been following my page or following my content for a little while now. Last year, the Baltimore Ravens were my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the season. And boy, oh boy, did that age well. Didn't even make the playoffs. But my reasoning was not flawed. My reasoning is that the Baltimore Ravens have a complete football team. One of the best coaches in the league, a top-notch quarterback in the league with a versatile skill set, an elite run game, an elite defense. They have been knocking at the door every single year, and one of these years, the Ravens are going to have the stars align, and they're going to go on a Super Bowl run. I still stand on the mountain that is screaming that Lamar Jackson will win at least one Super Bowl in his career, and I think it will be in Baltimore in the next 5 years. Could it be this year? Maybe. I have them on my list of teams that are sincere contenders for the AFC. Gotta stay healthy in 2022. Just got to stay healthy, please. Another team that I think is in sincere contention to take the AFC championship is the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. They're another team that was very loaded, especially on the offensive side of the ball last year. And like the Bills, they got a little better. They completely revamped this O-line. It's something that this team desperately needed to do. You do not want to have to try and overcome 9 sacks in multiple playoff games next year. The Bengals actually might flip this thing around and have one of the better O-lines next year. But the biggest reason that I think that the Bengals are sincere AFC contenders once again next year is because Joe Burrow is an ice-cold killer. He was born with that next-level winning DNA. And all of the weapons that this team dominated with last year are coming back next year. The offense is going to be amongst the best in the NFL. The weakness was clearly the defense last year, who overperformed what I expected them to perform based off of their roster on paper. But they did did dedicate both of their first 2 picks in the draft this year to the defensive side of the ball. And they do have enough guys on the roster to really carry the weight of the load while these guys develop. And if they need a late season big contribution from a guy like Daxton Hill, I have confidence that by that time, he will be ready. This Bengals team is good again, man. And I think it's between them and the Ravens for the AFC North, honestly. And the final team that I have on my very short list of true, no shit, AFC contenders that I could see winning the whole conference is your Los Angeles Chargers and my Los Angeles Chargers. Disclaimer, if you don't already know, I am a Chargers fan. Should have wore some gear or something, huh? But even if you are not a Chargers fan, denying me of being able to call my team with the roster that they have going into next season being Super Bowl contenders is just straight hating. And if you say it to my face, I might just Will Smith your ass. I'm just kidding. I've never hit anyone in my life. I'm a very peaceful person. But the Chargers have a top 7 consensus quarterback. The Chargers have a consensus top 10 wide receiver core. A consensus top 10 offensive line. A consensus top 10 running back. A consensus top 10 secondary paired up with a consensus top 10 pass rush. This team, the way it has been constructed in the last 3 offseason, is starting to really look like the team that won the Super Bowl last year. They even play in the same city, except younger and hungrier. That's my top 4 contenders in the AFC, again in no particular order. And no, the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders are not on my list. The Browns are not on my list. The Colts and the Titans, they're not on my list. All those teams, in my opinion, can make the playoffs. But when it comes down to it, I think that the AFC Championship is going to be decided between one of these 4 teams that I just listed. But here are my favorites for the National Football Conference. There's a lot less competition in the NFC to make it onto this list of teams that I think can possibly win the whole thing. So keep that in mind when I say that the Green Bay Packers are still contenders to win the NFC next. I know that they lost Devontae Adams, but Aaron Rodgers has somehow found a way to make it happen and have one of the best offenses in the NFL year after 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 year with second round talent wide receivers such as Christian Watt. Also, I do think Green Bay is going to lean on this O-line and this run game a little bit more next year. And it actually, in a weird way, may help them stack up the wins once again. But really, the strength of this Green Bay team is ironically going to be its defense next year. Last year, they were a top-notch defense, and they had a bunch of injuries. This year, all those injured players are coming back, going to be at full health, and they added guys like Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt in the draft. Sorry, Vikings, Bears, and Lions fans, you're going to have to wait one more year. My next team, who I think will sincerely be competing for an NFC championship this year, is the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Well, they're Gronkless right now, but I'm sure Gronk will be back. This team is loaded up once again. And when you take a step and reflect on the 2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they came this close to having another historic comeback by Tom Brady on the current Super Bowl champion Rams. This close. And they did that with AB leaving the team right before the playoffs, without Chris Godwin healthy at all for the playoffs, Carlton Davis trying to work through injury, and just overall some really shitty luck right before their playoff run started. This team has reloaded, and I love how they maintain some of their strengths in the draft. Rachaad White, great addition to this team, very underrated addition to this team. Gonna fill those Rojo shoes and possibly be an upgrade from Rojo. Logan Hall, who provides depth in the pass rush game. You're probably thinking that this Buccaneers D-line is absolutely loaded, and you're right, it is. But these guys are aging, and it's good to have that depth. Like I said, you're maintaining the strengths of your team. And then if Gronk doesn't come back, Cade Otton has a chance to be Brady's new Gronk. And I have a sneaky suspicion, you can call me crazy for having this suspicion, that a man named Julio Jones is going to be heading to the beach. And if he's healthy, look out. On top of it all, Tom Brady, probably in his final year of playing, is more determined to go on a Super Bowl run than maybe ever before. And we all know what happens when Tom Brady is determined to accomplish something. My final contender to win the NFC next year is the current defending NFC champion Los Angeles Rams. The LA Rams are another loaded roster in the NFL. And they've retooled and gotten a little bit better, in my opinion, with the additions of Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson. And even Joseph Noteboom, that was a very sneaky ad. I do think that adding Von Miller and adding Odell Beckham Jr. to last year's team was a key move towards giving them some extra juice heading into the playoffs. Both those guys came into these locker rooms highly motivated to make an impact immediately. But I do think that both of those moves were perfect for last year's Los Angeles Rams team. They might not necessarily have fit as well in a full 22-week run at a second Super Bowl in a row. So I'm not as upset by letting both those guys walk, and obviously OBJ is still on the table to return. They understand the situation that their team is in right now. No draft picks. They are all in for the next couple of years, so let's load up. They loaded up, and this team's going to win 12 to 14 games again next year and be competing for that final trophy once again. That's my 3 NFC contenders. Like I said, much shorter list than the AFC. I will give an honorable mention to the New Orleans Saints. If Jameis Winston can give the Saints like edge of top 10 level QB play, I know it's asking a lot out of Jameis Winston. That's why I kept them off of my short list. They are a very scary team next year. Keep an eye on the Saints. Also, 49ers, same feelings for Trey Lance that I have for Jameis Winston. If you can just give them edge of top 10, maybe even top 15 QB quality play, they are in play for a Lombardi. But anyways, my final Super Bowl pick from the NFC, I have Tom Brady representing a conference one more time before he calls it quits. But I have him falling and passing the torch to not Patrick Mahomes, no, not Josh Allen, not even Joe Burrow. Your Super Bowl 57 champions will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Look, guys, I know it is the most biased take you've probably ever heard, but please, in the comments, enlighten me. Where is the Chargers' fail point next year? The only thing stopping this team is health or just complete, utter, embarrassing coaching. Even with the questionable decisions that Staley put onto the field last year in some key moments, I don't think that we're gonna get all-time level bad coaching next year. All of this video has been my humble opinion. Now you can go and tell me to wipe my ass with my opinion and move on with your day, or go ahead, hop down the comment section, ask me to elaborate on my opinion in future videos. We got a long ways until the season comes. I don't mind giving a individual comment its own video feature. Also, please subscribe with notifications on, because I like being checked. I like it when people disagree with me in the comments. This YouTube channel isn't meant to be an echo chamber. I don't want you guys to tell me that I'm always right. But even when you disagree strongly with any of my takes that I put up on this channel, I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear from you guys. We can disagree on a Super Bowl pick, but also still love the NFL together and love talking about it together. That's all from me today, but real quick, let me ask you a question before you go. Do you have elite sports knowledge? And would you like to get paid for having elite sports knowledge? Well, I got you, because I have partnered with Prize Picks. It's an app where you simply call over or under on certain statistics within sports, and if you get them right, then you can win up to 10 times the money. And with the promo link for a limited time down below in this description, Prize Picks is offering double your initial deposit when you sign up, entry to win 2 free NFL tickets next year to a game of your choice, sending you my free picks with hot and cold streaks so you know whether to go with or against me. And did I say it already that they pay 10 times the winnings? You guys gotta check it out. I've been having a ton of fun in the NBA playoffs, betting on Luka to go off. It's been working out for me. Again, if you guys want to join Prize Picks with this special promotion that's a limited time and only exclusive to my audience, click that link in the description. Once you sign up and leave your initial deposit, if you see it get doubled, you're entered to win the tickets and you'll get Mike's free pick. Any technical errors, please reach out to me. You gotta see it get doubled. All right, y'all, thanks for tuning into my way too long Super Bowl pick video. I will catch you guys on the next upload. But until then, keep ballin'.